Welcome everybody, this is Grimm Tales Deep Cuts and I am Gabri. Welcome back, second episode in, and I hope you guys are having great holidays, having great vacations if you have it. We are now the second episode in, and normally we would have our holiday episodes out of the way by now, but because we started out late, tradition dictates Grimm Tales have to have 2 Christmas horror movies. We've done it 3 times in a row. 2 times in a row? 2 times in a row, I think. So we've done it 2 times in a row now. We can't stop tradition now. This is the 3rd year of Grimm Tales, and now we're on a permanent schedule now. We're not doing a seasonal thing. So we're not going to change it up now. So today we're doing a second Christmas horror movie. And, you know, I went into this movie expecting it to be complete dog shit, and I'm kind of surprised. For different reasons. You guys are going to be a little surprised about some of the things I say. We're going to try to keep it to a minimum. We're trying to cut down. Some of the episodes we have later on are going to be a little longer. Some are shorter. We try to usually keep it anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. So we're going to run from that. Okay. I'm not run from that. We're going to run with it. We're going to see how far we go. But tonight we are talking Krampus, however you want to pronounce it. I've always said Krampus. It's probably Krampus. But we're going with that, okay? We're talking Krampus. It came out in 2015. It is a lighthearted horror Christmas movie, okay? We'll put that. And here's the thing. Is it up to par with, say, Terrifier 3? No, by no means is it Terrifier 3. But compared to all the other horror Christmas movies, we've done, I think, was it 4 or 6 in total? Because if you're counting the quest that me and VC Lauren did, plus the 4 horror ones that we did for the last 2 seasons of the podcast, yeah, there's like 6 horror movies that we did for Chris, or I don't know. We've done. All right, so let's just say there's 4, and this makes 6. Out of those, these are the best ones we've done so far. Okay, Grimm Tales. Of course, we've had Terrifier 3, and that I'm grateful for that because that's probably going to be the best horror Christmas movie we've ever had. But this one, as of right now, takes an even second place. Easy, I think. Probably disagree, but whatever. But before we get into all that, let's get into the basic shit. Get it out of the way. You are watching Grimm Tales Deep Cuts. This is where we talk horror movies, and we talk their scores and their budgets, and we give you a little bit of information. I give you some thoughts. Sometimes I might spoil some things, sometimes I won't. I might not spoil some of this because I want you guys to actually watch this. So I'm gonna try not to spoil anything. As you know, in the description down below, if I spoil anything, whether it's a medium, a light spoil, or a heavy spoil, it will be in the spoiler section in the description of this video. So always check that if you want to know if it's a spoiler episode or not, because not every episode of Grimm Tales Deep Cuts is going to be a spoiler episode. So always check in the description. Read it. You'll know. So yeah, this is where we talk all that shit. We're going to get it out of the way. Grimm Tales Deep Cuts every Friday at 2 p.m. EST. It launches, goes live, and then you can watch it anytime after that. It's on demand. You can find it on the YouTube channel. You can find it on the website. You probably find it in any other medium that we put it on. So check it out. Make sure to go to the website, huelessvision.com, HUELESSVISION.com. Check it out. Everything you need to know about anything I do with Hueless Vision is there. Okay? It's all there. Merch store. The merch store will be changing very soon. You have a few days left of the end of year special sale that's going on right now. And this is your final chance to get anything Noble related, okay? Noble will be closing its doors the 1st of next year. So it will be closing a chapter. That means all the merch that is in there that is marked with Noble GI will either be rebranded or taken off entirely. So keep that in mind. If there's anything in there that you want, you better get it now because it's gone afterwards. It's gone. So yeah, I hope you're having a great holiday. Like I said, we are a few days out. Normally next year, hopefully we're still sitting here doing more Grimm Tales as we do. But next year, we're going to hopefully give you our 2 horror Christmas movies before the Christmas day. That's usually what we did. But again, we started Grimm Tales a little later this year because it was repackaging it and all everything. So whatever, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, we're a few days out of Christmas. Hopefully you had a great holiday. Hopefully you had great vacations. Hope you spent your time and had a great day. Hopefully you're also going to have a great New Year's, and I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you for joining me on this day as we talk a Christmas horror movie. So, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell, stay up to date with everything that we do here. Check it out on the website, huelessvision.com. Find all of our other socials, all of our other pages, our Discord server, everything. It's all there. Check it all out. But without any further wasting time, let's get into the movie. And tonight's movie we are talking about is Krampus. That's right, Krampus. Very shocked with this one, right? I went into this film expecting complete dog shit, to be honest with you. I was actually kind of thrown off because the movie started off with, like, usually you know when a movie's really low budget when their little splash screens in the beginning are really, like, just very standard. And it actually had some pretty cool splash screens, and everything seemed kind of like a fairly standard movie. I was kind of worried for a little bit because I was like, man, I really hope this is an actual horror movie, because at some points it felt more like a, I don't know, not horror movie, but more of like just a spooky family Christmas movie, I guess. I would definitely say it is a horror movie. It's a lighthearted Christmas horror movie for sure. Other horror movies we did, like Santa Slays, that was not a lighthearted. That was trying to be a good movie, right? Like it wanted to be, I don't know. I felt like that movie wanted to be a better horror movie than it actually was, and that's why it was so bad. The White Snow, again, another poor movie that wanted to be better, and it wasn't. There was a couple other ones that we did, and they tried to be good movies. They were trying to be something, and they didn't achieve it. This movie, whatever it was trying to be, it accomplished it. And I'm usually not one for family-friendly horror movies. You guys know that because I shat all over Five Nights at Freddy's, right? Because I'll shit on every movie that they make. I can't remember the name of it off the back of my head. I will shit on every movie that they make. Blumhouse. Like you guys know that I am not. I've said it on multiple times on the podcast with VC Lauren. Every Blumhouse film I watch just makes me angry. I just don't think that I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know if they're trying to make family-friendly horror movies or if they're just making really generic-ass bad movies. But this is different. This is not trying to be anything other than what it is. This wanted to be a entry-level horror movie. Okay, think of it like this. If you like horror and your kids, like for example, my son is always bugging me about watching horror movies. And I've not let him get into it yet, right? Because I just don't know if he's ready for it. My daughter, she loves horror movies. I love horror movies. My son, he really wants to. I don't know if he wants to like horror movies. I think he's just curious about it. This is, in my opinion, I know some parents don't agree. And whatever. Some people say, I've read some things about parents thinking that this movie's too horrible and graphic. And I just, you need to stop coddling them. But whatever. I think this is a great entry-level horror movie. If you're trying to introduce horror movies to your kids, but you don't want to just throw them into the deep end, this is like, how do I explain it? Ernest Scared Straight or whatever. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Scared Stupid or Scared Straight. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Forgive me about it. It was a great movie in its time. This is up there with that, right? I feel like this had a really kind of like 80s, kind of 90s feel to it. Like a lot of practical shit. I think it was practical. Like Krampus himself felt like a practical suit, and all the other creatures in it, they felt practical. And you don't really see that very often. Usually it's either really horrible costumes or it's really shitty CGI, right? Not all. Some CGI is good, but a lot of CGI is bad. I like practical effects, especially if they're done good. And this movie, I believe it was practical effects. I was quite surprised. It had that, I don't know, animatronic suits and shit feel. And I was like, it kind of made me feel like I was watching a movie when I was a kid. Like now mind you, I was introduced to much horrible movies when I was younger. Like I grew up on Nightmare on Elm Street and Chucky and Jason and shit when I was like, before I was even a teenager. But there was also other lighthearted horror movies, entry-level horror movies like Ernest Scared Straight or Stupid. I forget which one it was. I think it was Stupid. I think it was whatever. It's the one with the trolls and shit. And then there's the Killer Clown movie and shit like that. I don't think those are really bad movies. I think those are movies that kids, sure, were they maybe in some ways gross, but I think they were great entry-level horror movies if you're trying to let your kids watch it. I think this one is too, especially when it comes to like gore. I will tell you right now, I did not give this film a good gore score. But at the same time, I didn't expect there to be a large gore score. The movie's rated PG-13. So you get what you get with that. Like, I wasn't really expecting it. And as I was watching it, ironically, I kept watching it. I've watched horror movies that were actually horror movies, like scary, tried to be scary, tried to be gory, and I was bored out of my fucking mind with some of them. As odd as this movie was the complete, again, this is a family-oriented horror movie. I just kept watching. Now, I love horror movies. I love them gory and violent. God, Terrifier is like my bread and butter. But occasionally I get caught by surprise, and I see a movie like this. Is it a great movie? No, not at all. It's not a great movie. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh my God, it's the best movie I've seen. No, not even close. But I am surprised. Other than Terrifier 3, out of all the horror Christmas movies I've done so far, this one is actually second probably in line. And that's going from some ones that I've seen that were actually trying to be horror movies. Now, again, do I wish I actually could sit here and tell you I seen a really good gory, other than Terrifier, because we already covered Terrifier 3. Do I wish I was sitting here telling you something gory and a slap fest or something scary for Christmas? Yeah, I do. I wish. This so happened to be just the one that was picked, and I watched it. And it's not something that I would normally, if this movie was anything else, if this movie was not a Christmas movie and they were trying to make Krampus another movie, this movie would not be good. But this movie was trying to be a Christmas horror film that was based in lore. And I didn't have a problem with it, surprisingly. And I, again, like, this is 2015. I was not expecting much. Maybe because my bar was so low going into this one, it was surprising, I guess. But I'm surprised. And again, I think that if you are still in the mood to watch a holiday horror movie and you want to watch it with your kids, here's the thing. Okay, are you looking for a great horror fest, slap, blood and shit? Go watch Terrifier 3. But if you're looking for a Christmas horror movie that you can watch with your kids for the holidays, for whatever reason, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sit down with my son. I think I might let my son watch this. I think it'd be fun. I think it's okay. That's why I'm not mad about it. This is something that I could see sitting down with your kids. As long as they're, you don't want them to like freak out or anything. But I mean, horror is an entry level thing. And it's really hard to say when is it acceptable to let your kids get into horror, right? My daughter was always curious about it. She liked horror for quite some time, and it's become kind of a thing for me and her. You know, every Halloween we go see a movie. I'll usually take her to some sort of attraction or whatnot. I don't usually do Halloween with her on Christmas. This is kind of just a Grimm Tales tradition. I'm really the only one that really enjoys. I mean, other than you guys, I don't really know too many people, VC Lauren and the viewers. I don't really know too many people that like horror movies during the Christmas. I'm sure that there's plenty. I just personally don't. So again, fantastic horror movie for your family and Christmas. Okay. That's what I'm going to say. Again, not a great movie in any way, but if you understand what you're getting into, it's not a bad film. Not bad at all. Is there a future for this film? Not at all. No. Like, this is a one and done. Like, I won't even spoil it. I don't even want to spoil it because, like I said, I think I want you guys to watch it. I really just don't think that. I think this is a one and done. I don't think they're ever going to make a sequel to it. If they do, I'll be quite surprised. I just really don't think that that's going to happen. If you guys have Max, as of the time of recording this, it is available on Max. So if you are a subscriber of that, it is there. So no harm, no foul. It's, you don't waste anything if you already have the subscription. If you do not, the rental prices, the rental and buy prices aren't so bad. I would say rent. I would not buy this film. But I mean, do as you do. Renting from Amazon as of right now, the rental price is $3.99. Not bad. You know what? Again, if you're looking for a horror movie to sit down and you don't have Max and you're looking for a horror movie to sit down with your kids and watch it, yeah, $3.99, not bad. I wouldn't even argue with that. The buy price, it's on sale right now. As of time of this recording, it is $7.99, but the regular sale is $14.99. I would not spend $14.99 on it. No, I wouldn't do that. I would definitely rent it unless you're really an enthusiast and I'm not really big on buying digital. I'll rent digital, but I don't really like buying digital. I like buying physical. If I'm going to own something, I like to have it. I do that with games. I buy digital games and it drives me nuts, but unfortunately that's just the way to do it now. But movies and shit like that, I just don't like buying digital. I just really don't. I just like collecting them. But again, if you want to get this, definitely the way to go is Max. If you have a Max subscription, watch it there. HBO Max has got a lot of good shit anyway. I'm not even going to promote them. It is what it is. But if you have it, it's way. If not, the rental price is not bad. I will go into some financial shit real quick just to give you that before we get into the score. The budget was actually surprising for this. And I see it. I actually see it. It was actually not bad, especially if it was a lot of practical effects. The budget for this film was $15 million. I was like, wow. But watching the movie, I dig it. I can see it. A lot of practical effects do cost money, especially some of these suits and shit to make them all, and everything's very unique. Okay. The sets were very good. Like, it was actually a good atmospheric film. So 15 million, not mad about it. The box office for this film, I didn't even know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't remember hearing about this film, but the box office, this was in movie theaters. The box office was actually a success. Off of a $15 million budget, this film made $61.5 million worldwide. Okay. Cool. I'm not even mad about it. Like I said, is it a great movie? No. But again, if you wanted to take your kids to go see a Christmas horror movie and it was in theaters, I wouldn't be mad about it. It's not a great movie, but it's not that bad. The runtime was not too bad either for what it was. I was actually interested for the majority of the film. It ran for an hour and 38 minutes. Not bad for this film. I was actually engaged through the whole damn thing. So again, watch it. If you're looking for a great horror movie, no. Right? No. I won't go that far. If you're looking for a good Christmas horror film to watch with your family, this isn't bad. This is not bad at all. I dig it. So with that said, I want to get into the scoring because we're close to getting out of here. Let's get into the scoring for the 2015 movie Krampus. First off, on the cutting block is the story. And what did I give the story, you ask? I gave it a 2.5. That's right, 2.5, very average story, okay? Nothing special here. Is it a fun story? Yeah. Is it a unique story? No, it's not. It's a very bare bones, generic, straight down the line telling of a Christmas story. The ending was actually, you know what? I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I almost got mad at the end because I really thought it was going to be something else. I really did. And it didn't. And I was actually surprised off of that. So, you know what? I'm actually happy. I'm actually kind of happy about the ending. The ending was like, wow, you almost had me. You almost had me. And I was about to be really pissed off. So bravo. Bravo on that. Not a great story, but I like the little hook and bait thing that they did at the end. Cool. Dig it. I won't ruin it for you guys, but it was good. 2.5 for the story. Acting. What did I give the acting? I gave it a 3. The acting wasn't fun. It wasn't, I mean, again, it's not like, there was actresses and actors in this film that I am very familiar with. But they are not known for being blockbuster AAA actors. Believe it or not, some of the actors and actresses in this film did better than I've seen them in other films. So I'm not mad about it. It just wasn't groundbreaking acting. I'll give it a 3. I think that's fair for this film. Especially a Christmas. It is so rough doing Christmas horror movies because 9 times out of 10, they all suck. And I'm hoping in the process of doing this show that I see better. I see some, maybe next year, maybe because we're not doing any more Christmas horror movies. Next 2 we do is around the Christmas time. So maybe next year we'll see some really good ones. I don't know. We'll see. I have no idea. But 3 is not bad for this. Let's move on to the pacing. How is the pacing? 2.5. The pacing, fairly generic. You know, very, very right down the line. Nothing special. What you would expect. Story development, character development. It was pretty generic and bare bones. I'm actually surprised that it got a 2.5. Because a lot of horror Christmas movies have complete dog shit pacing. So 2.5 is actually pretty good for what this is. Bravo to that, I guess. I would rather see it a 2.5 out of 5 than something less. So not bad. Not bad at all. Now we'll get into the gore score. The gore score, 1.5. Not great, right? But again, if you're looking at this in the way that I am, Christmas horror film to watch with the family. Okay, fair enough. There was some little bit of gooey stuff here and there, but nothing. There was no guts. There was no massive amounts of blood. Nothing that would fuck up your kids, right? So again, great entry level for them because you're not going to just throw them into the deep end. So if you're trying to watch this film for a great horror movie, no, pass this shit by. It's not a great horror movie, but it's a good horror Christmas movie to watch with your kids. It's a great entry level. So I'm not mad about that at all. 1.5, while yes, it is low, every now and then I will give a pass. And this one, I'll give a pass. 1.5 is the gore score. I have to give it, but I'll give it a pass because it deserved it. It is what it is. Moving on to the last, before the final scoring, what do we got? Production, and I give the production a 4. Not bad for production. And now I'm surprised. Again, other than Terrifier 3, I am surprised that I gave this a 4 because it is not very often that I sit here and have any positive things to say about Christmas horror films. They usually are dog shit. And this one wasn't horrible. So, and $15 million felt it, especially if a lot of this was practical effects. I understand it. I understand where the soundtrack was good. It was what you'd expect it to be. The visuals were good. The sets were good. Everything was good. I'm not mad about it. It was a good set. It was a good production, a good set of production. So, bravo. Not mad about it. 4 is a great production score, especially for a Christmas horror film. Especially for that. So, bravo, not mad at all. So with that said, let's get into the final score of the show. The overall score. What do I give the 2015 Christmas horror film Krampus? What is it you say? I give it a 6.5. Not bad. I am actually kind of surprised about that. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised, actually. I was not expecting to give that score at all. 6.5 for a Christmas horror film. Go watch it, guys. Especially if you have little ones that are curious about horror. This is a good one to go in. This is a good entry point. Let them watch it. Let them watch it with you. Make sure you let them know if they get a little scared. It's horror, right? You're not gonna get. I mean, I hope you don't get scared. If you get scared from this and you're watching Grimm Tales and you see some of the movies that we do on the that we did on the podcast and we're going to do on this show, and you get scared by this, you're probably watching the wrong show. But this is great for your kids. Your kids might if your kids are young and they get a little scared, that's okay. You tell them it's not real. It's okay. And maybe this will get them into horror and, they'll grow up to be fucking horror weirdos like we are, right? Great movie, fun movie, not mad at all. Bravo for giving me a Christmas horror film that isn't what I want it to be. It's not the bloody horror fest that I would have actually liked to do. But is it a fun family horror Christmas film? Yeah. Quite surprised. Quite surprised. So bravo on that. Much appreciate that. And go watch it. 100% give it a watch. Especially it's on HBO Max. Go watch it. But with that said, it is time for us to get the hell out of here. It is that time. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys had a great holiday. Whether it was a vacation or you had time off, I hope you spent it with your friends, your family, your loved ones. I hope you didn't spend it alone. Thank you for joining us on this day. I know we're a few days out from Christmas and we're almost at the end of the year. The next time you see an episode of Grimm Tales, Deep Cuts, will be 2025. We're going to go right into the year and we're going strong, guys. We're going really strong and we're going to be here every week, we're going to be doing a horror movie. Okay. And I hope you guys enjoy it. The first episode did great. It's great seeing it back. It's doing good. Let's make the numbers grow. Like, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Stay up to date with everything that we do here across the board. Every one of our socials, our Discord, our everything. It's all there. HuelessVision.com. Check it out. Come check out all the other things that we do over on Hueless Vision. No matter what it is, whether it's the gaming stuff, whether it's other movie stuff, whether it's arts, because we do some of that. Grimm Tales, of course, is there. It's all there. HuelessVision.com. Check it out. But with that said, I am going to get the hell out of here, guys, okay? It has been great. I've had an amazing time. And I hope you guys have too. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your holidays. And I will see you in the new year. Until then, peace out. And I will see you on the next one. Peace out, peeps.